Oh, hey everyone, it's me, YemmytheFerret here with another episode of YemmyCast, a video game podcast. That's right, YemmyCast is a podcast about video game news, and I am your host, YemmytheFerret. What is up, everybody? YemmyCast premieres Wednesdays at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time and Sunday, which is this episode, at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time as well. The podcast is available on all other platforms on the same day: Spotify, SoundCloud, and Apple Music or iTunes, whichever one you're using still. But hey, what's up, everybody? I know it's been a long week, hasn't it? But here we are, we're on the weekend, and it's almost time for another work week. Oh boy. E3's come and gone. There's a few stories still trickling in from just like the Nintendo Treehouse and stuff like that. But all the festivities have pretty much wrapped up by now. And it's a sad time because, all the excitement and hype that comes out of those few days, it'll last a lifetime, right? No. No, it won't last a lifetime, but at least it gets us interested in what's in store for the future, and also the things that are coming out relatively soon. So let's start with my overall thoughts of all the presentations here, because there was a good amount that I caught live. There was also a few that I tuned into a little late. Or that I watched on a replay, because I was either at work or, I was doing something else. I was playing some Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and I was like, oh shit, the Microsoft one's on, or something like that, But yeah, let's start with the first E3 presentation, which was EA Play. It's in the game. EA Play had probably the worst, and I'm quite honest with you here, the worst host out of all of them. Loud, screaming, obnoxious, overhyped, all that stuff. Just take the two dudes who are doing woos at the Bethesda show and times it by 10 with this dude. The one thing that I hated the most that he did was during the Fallen Order talk, or pretty much right after the gameplay was shown off, he was like, story-based, story-driven games aren't over, guys. Story-driven games, they're still alive. And it's like, duh? I don't know. There's been two bestsellers that are only story-based from last year, God of War and Spider-Man. What are you talking about? Like, they've been popular since the dawn of video games. I don't get why people, or especially this dude, is like yelling that, because it's like, yeah, there's other companies at this E3 that are showing off single player games. Nintendo has had so many single player games you can't even count them on a freaking calculator. I mean, it's ridiculous. And to come out and say, they're still alive, everyone. Yeah, fuck off. Maybe he was just talking about EA in general. Maybe it was just EA he was talking about, which makes more sense because Battlefront 1 and 2, Battlefield 5, Battlefield 1, FIFA and Madden games, they're all based around multiplayer. And Apex Legends, don't forget about Apex Legends. But I digress. Besides from the host, the showing was mediocre as well. The Jedi Fallen Order stuff was alright. I can see like how the game is gonna kind of be a lot more linear than I was expecting. But the combat seems alright. I feel like the graphics and stuff like that, they look just as good as any other EA game that does an overhaul. I mean, even the Battlefront 2 was a good-looking game, and everything looked fine in it, so I wasn't expecting the graphics to look like PS2 era. So that all looked fine. The Apex Legends stuff I could care less about. I skipped that. I was watching this one on replay. But essentially all you need to know is that they announced a new character and they kind of went through Season 2 stuff. And I don't care about that. I don't care about that. So I said, skip. Battlefield 5 was interesting because they detailed the next chapter, the next expansion, and in the new stuff coming to it. In a like a trailer not too long before E3, they showed off a Japanese soldier aiming his weapon at the very end of that video, and now they've kind of expanded on that. They're saying that the Pacific Front's coming, and I'm really excited for that. I just it's not enough to like make me so overhyped that I'm like, oh, EA was a great freaking presentation. No, it wasn't that great because they went over FIFA 20 and Madden 20 for way too long, and then they shoehorned in the Sims 4 like DLC or something like that. And I was like, skip. Nothing you need to worry about. Madden 20 is going to be the same as it's always been. FIFA's probably going to be about the same as it's always been. And Sims DLC, I'm not a Sims fan, but to you Sims fans out there, applause for you guys, I guess. No, just kidding, because I don't care about that. We're not going to applaud for you guys. You can applaud yourselves at home. At home right now. You can clap yourself. So all in all, EA Play's press conference was like a 2 out of 5 for me. I'm going to rate them out of 5. 2 out of 5. The host was atrocious. There was really only 3 games I was mildly interested in, Star Wars being one of them, Apex being another, and Battlefield being another. But even with Apex, I'm like going out of that. Like, I don't really care as much as the next guy who plays first-person shooters. I would rather have seen Titanfall 3 get announced or something like that. But no. We're bringing back the L-Star. Oh, fuck off. Also, the FIFA I didn't care about, Madden I don't care about, and Sims obviously I don't care about. So the presentation was pretty long. I mean, I think it was about an hour long, and they went over, 5 games? Alright, so the next one I want to talk about is another shorter one, which was Devolver Digital. And Devolver Digital had a pretty good showing. I felt like the comedy was alright. I liked a few things about the conference. I liked how they brought back, or how they like made the woman from the last press conference in this one. She was like trapped in like a virtual reality, or I guess you would call it. I felt like some of the jokes were fine, some of the jokes didn't work. The alien monster coming out and announcing his game was freaking hilarious. I loved that. And Devolver Digital is why indie games still live on, and they're still worth shit, because all the games they showed off looked really, really good. Even though they didn't show off many, they still looked really good. So the first game that they showed off was Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout. That's coming in 2020. And that looked like a really interesting concept, just having like 100 dudes running through a level that maybe possibly you build, and the one that survives is the winner. I'm not sure exactly how it's going to work. It looks kind of like a take on Battle Royale, except you're running through an obstacle course. Or maybe you're the builder of the obstacle course and people run through it themselves. Either way, I liked the look of that one. Carry On was a reverse horror game coming out later in 2020 as well. And it's where you play as the monster in the game, and in this game you're like a tiny tentacle monster blob, and you're going through levels killing people. You can take over people's bodies, and it's really just a reverse. So people come out with flamethrowers trying to take you down, etc., etc. I felt like that looked really, really awesome. I'm sold on that game. Also, Enter the Gungeon is getting an arcade cabinet, which is pretty sick. They're going into the light guns category with the House of the Gun Dead coming to arcades in 2020. I always like when companies do like this twist you won't see coming, especially with a game like Enter the Gungeon. They didn't really show any gameplay or anything like that. They just showed off what the cabinet's going to look like and how it's going to be presented with you're looking at the bullet guys coming on screen and stuff like that. So pretty cool stuff. I'm pretty sure that'll be coming to like round ones and other arcade places as well. I have round one near me, which is pretty fun. They got that Halo cabinet, not too impressive, but whatever. The Messenger got DLC called Picnic Panic. Now, I'm not a person who played The Messenger I know there's a lot of people who enjoyed it. There's also a lot of people who didn't like it. But it is getting new DLC in July, and that looks pretty fun. Like there's like time warp things where you go back and forth in time and stuff like that. The environment looked really cool. The boss fights looked pretty cool, pretty sick. So I think you're people who are fans of The Messenger are gonna have fun with that one. And then also, My Friend Pager was the last thing that they showed off. They showed off the train level, and they had the Banana Talk, and that's going to be released June 20th on all platforms. So make sure you check that game out as well. It looks really cool. I don't know how it's going to control or how well it's going to control, but damn, does it look cool and looks fun. It's pretty much the Matrix in 2D, to be honest with you. So that was pretty cool. So Devolver Digital, all in all, I mean, I got to give them a 4 out of 5. It was a great presentation, and I didn't feel bored while watching it, even though it's not as long as most of the other presentations. And sure, maybe some of the jokes didn't land. I still felt like it was a really good showing. I just don't feel like there was enough games. Like, you know, Messenger DLC is fine. Enter the House of the Gun Dead is fine. It's an arcade cabinet, but I wanted more games. But anyways, still did a great job. 4 out of 5 for me. Next, we're going to talk about Microsoft. They had a shit ton of games. I'm not going to be able to go over them all, and I probably forgot a few while making my lists. I did go back and kind of scroll through the Microsoft lists and stuff like that. But one of the first games that stuck out to me most in this was, of course, Cyberpunk 2077. They showed that Keanu Reeves is in it. Someone got a free collector's edition because they said that he was breathtaking, and he was like, "You're breathtaking. You're all breathtaking." I liked this reveal. Keanu Reeves has always been a cool actor. Everything that he's in has been cool. Was it The Last Ronin or something like that? He was also in all the Matrix movies, of course. Was that Keanu Reeves? I think so. And of course the John Wick Chronicles literally are just amazing films. So I think he's perfect for his role in Cyberpunk. They showed off some cinematics in this game. They showed off some character customization in between E3 stuff, and it's looking to be like a really, really good game. But it's not coming out until next year, 2020, which is probably going to be cross-platform between PS4, PS5, and Xbox One and Scarlet and stuff like that. Ooh, that's saying Xbox Scarlet. Maybe it's not. I'm sure it's not going to be called Maybe it is going to be called Xbox Scarlet. I don't know. That's a cool name though. I like the Scarlet name. But yeah, that's another thing they did a little montage, and the one that stuck out the most was this lady who's like, and you're gonna be able to run games in 120 FPS. I'm like, what's that supposed to mean? 60 FPS is fine, 80 FPS, Jesus, but 120? Fuck, what is this, real life? Jesus Christ. So that was interesting. A little bit of a dropped ball there for the Scarlet reveal, but it was still kind of cool. Gears 5 got a new little trailer thing showing off some of the new stuff going on there, and there's also a Gears Pop game, which I just skipped past too. Gears 5, I wasn't a fan of Gears 4. I didn't like Gears 4, and I don't think I'm going to be picking up Gears 5. Whatever. My personal thoughts. Borderlands 2 Commander Lilith and the Fight for Sanctuary DLC was shown off here, and it was also revealed that it's released the same day, so that's already available for free on Steam and all other platforms, so make sure you pick that up before Borderlands 3 comes out. They also showed more Borderlands 3 stuff. They showed off more character stuff and what their powers are, and it was awesome. I was like, yes, I'm ready for this game. Please just come out now. I want my Diamond Loot Crate Edition. Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition finally got some gameplay and stuff like that. Remember, I think it was last year or the year before that they showed that Age of Empires 2 was getting the remaster treatment, and everyone thought it was a new Age of Empires game. And then when it showed that it was Age of Empires 2, remaster, everyone was like, "Aw." So that was. Yeah, that was not good. But I think that this game looks better. Of course, I don't think you can knock the original game. I think the original game looks fine. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. 12 Minutes looked kind of interesting. This game where you kind of go through the timeline or multiple timelines and you try and figure things out. Might be interesting. It's probably going to be more of a watch the cinematics type kind of game, but it still could be cool. Battletoads, I'm with Depraved Slasher on this one. I don't think this looks very good. I don't like the art style of the game or anything like that. I felt like they should have either gone with a more realistic or a more retro style graphics. Not really excited for that. Blair Witch. Now this was a spooky reveal. This was a pretty interesting reveal. Automatically, I know I'm not going to get this game right away because there's a dog in it, and seeing dogs in pain or in peril is one of those things that I just don't like to see or live through. So probably going to be a skip for now. I'll probably watch someone else play it, to be honest with you. But it is very interesting that they're revealing a Blair Witch game, especially after the Blair Witch movie that came out a few years ago flopped so hardcore. We also got to see some Dragon Ball Z Carrot. I thought it was going to be Xenoblade 3, but I guess I was wrong. Or did Xenoblade 3 already come out? Or was it 2? I think so 2 came out. I thought this was going to be Xenoblade 3, but they called it Carrot. So it's just another Dragon Ball fighting game. Dragon Ball Fighter Z is probably one of the best Dragon Ball fighting games we've had in a while. But Xenoblade is pretty good. But I don't know anything about Carrot. So, that's up for you guys. They showed off a little bit of Dying Light 2, which I was enjoying. And then also Halo Infinite got a cinematic trailer as well. And looking pretty good. No Battle Royale yet, but it's looking pretty good. For Forza Horizon Lego expansion. Now, this was something that I was actually, surprised about. I was like, oh, well, this is pretty cool. So Forza Horizon 5 is getting a Lego expansion with all the Lego versions of the cars, and they showed off a Lego Porsche. They showed off a Lego Porsche. So that was a pretty cool reveal. Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga. That's pretty cool. The original trilogy and the new trilogy meshing together in a Lego game. That's pretty cool. I know they've been milking the Lego Star Wars series for a while now. They had the original Lego game, then we got the Lego Star Wars 3 game, then we got Lego Star Wars Complete Saga because it had the prequel and the original trilogy in it. There was the Lego Star Wars Force Awakens game, which had just the new movie in it. So they've been milking the series, but I think the Star Wars Lego games are the best. They're designed the best, they play the best, and they're the OG. They're the Star Wars games are the fucking G of the Lego game genre. So I'm pretty stoked for that. It's going to include the new Star Wars movie as well. Skywalker Rises is what it's called. So that's pretty nice. Here's another one that I was surprised about. Flight Simulator is coming out again. It doesn't have a number attached to it, so I can only imagine that it's a remake. They're starting from ground zero with the lore, the Microsoft Flight Simulator lore. I've never really played the Flight Simulator games. I think I played one all the way back in the 90s when I was a kid, and I was just flying around trying to do loops and stuff with jetliners. Airliners, and it wasn't working out too well. I really hope in this one that they give the crashes some oomph to them. If someone wants to go into this game and just crash planes, have at it. Let them do that. I really also hope that they release a joystick, an official Windows 10 joystick. Let's get it going, guys. Ori and the Will of the Wisp. Now, the original Ori game is really colorful and cute and fun, and this one looks just the same. It looks like more amazing backgrounds, platforming, stuff like that. Definitely one to look out for. It was revealed that Psychonauts 2 is coming to all platforms after Microsoft bought the company, and Psychonauts 2 showed off some gameplay where there's teeth everywhere and stuff like that, but the game looks beautiful, and it looks to be more of the Psychonauts goodness that we know and love from the old days. So definitely one to look out for the future. Wasteland 3 got a teaser trailer. I wasn't too stoked about that. And then also this game called Way to the Woods had way too much to it. It was a very long trailer about a deer and a doe, and it was strange, and I was like, yeah, or whatever. So all in all, Microsoft, they came out hitting. Boom, 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 boom. Tons of games. Sniper Nazi Zombie Army 4 was revealed, and they got some gameplay for that too. I'm stoked for that too. That's amazing. But like I was saying, Microsoft, boom, 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 boom. They kept hitting you with games and reveals and stuff like that. So all in all, Microsoft did a really good job. I'd give it a 4 out of 5 as well. It was a great, they had tons of reveals. The talking was short and it was informative. And there wasn't like a crazy crowd that was screaming at every word that the person said. And also the hosts were fine. I didn't feel anything, I didn't feel annoyed by them. Microsoft also revealed a subscription service for the PC, so the Xbox Play or whatever it's called is coming to the PC, and then they also revealed that the month's games are Batman: Arkham Knight. I already forgot them. See, this is why this is why I don't do memory games too well. But there was a lineup of good games except for Arkham Knight. Oof, gonna get some hate for that one. All right, let's talk about Bethesda. Woo! No, just kidding. Bethesda's freaking E3 conference was so boring and pandering that I wanted to just turn it off, to be honest with you. I was watching the Bethesda one with my friend Nick, and we were just bored throughout the whole thing. I had my ice cream, my Scooperman ice cream, and I was like enjoying my ice cream more than I was enjoying the presentation, okay? Elder Scrolls Blades coming to Switch. A mobile game coming to Switch. Very exciting, very exciting. Fallout 76 Battle Royale. Called it. I called it all the way back in episode 15. I called this. I didn't know if it was going to be revealed at E3, but I knew that the nuclear bomb going off in the background was going to be Fallout 76 Battle Royale. Play the clip, please.
Then also in summer, we're going to have an all-new game mode. That's the only thing that they're saying for this one. I'm betting it's going to be Battle Royale. I know you don't want to hear those words coming out of my mouth, but I almost guarantee that Fallout 76 is going to be adding a Battle Royale with this one. There's a nuclear bomb going off in the picture. There's fire around you. Obviously, it's going to be the fallout coming towards you from a nuclear bomb going off.
That's one smart dude, I tell you what. So that was revealed. They talked a lot about Fallout 76, all things that I don't care about. I know there's some people who really still love that game. I know that there's a large player base for the game still, but me personally, I'm not going back to it. They also revealed that it's going to be free to play for between like June 11th and 15th or something like that, so that's almost over now. They showed off 2 new games, one called Ghostwire Tokyo, and they had the creators come on stage and talk about what the game is going to be about, but they didn't show anything off. Same thing with Deathloop. Well, I guess they show a trailer for that one, at least a little cinematic trailer, so that was interesting. I think that's the one that had Samuel L. Jackson in it, right? I don't remember. Trying to throw that one out of my mind. But for the rest of the conference, it was just like it was them like patting themselves on the back, like, oh, we have the best fans ever. We had the best. You all stuck with us. Blah 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 blah. I mean, and then the crowd was just so annoying during this one, just the people wooing and yahing. It's like, oh boy, a new, Elder Scrolls card game, and everyone was crazy. It's like, really? And don't forget about the how Elder Scrolls 6 and that new space game that they're making, Starfield, was only mentioned, but nothing was shown off or nothing was shown for them. So I feel like they jumped the gun on revealing both of those things at the last E3. They really should have just stuck with something that they had concrete that was ready to go for next year, like Doom Eternal or something like that. But no. So they didn't even mention Skyrim in this one. I think they said Skyrim once, but that was it. I'm like, come on. I wanted that prediction to be right at least. Fuck. And finally, they showed off a lot of Doom Eternal stuff. They showed off the PvP options in the game. They showed off a lot more gameplay and stuff like that. They showed off the Collector's Edition, which comes with a Doom Guy helmet, and one dude in the crowd was wearing it already. So I'm really excited for Doom Eternal. I think that was like the best thing about the whole show, to be honest with you. Yes, Ghostwire Tokyo sounds interesting. Yes, Deathloop looks interesting, but am I excited for them yet? No, because we haven't seen actual gameplay. And then the rest of the show was just things we already knew about or already have seen, and it wasn't too great. So all in all, Bethesda is getting a 1 out of 5. Sorry, woo boys. Next up, we have Ubisoft. Now, Ubisoft was one that I caught the tail end of. I missed the Watch Dogs stuff. But I went back and watched those things. Watch Dogs was looking pretty insane. I liked Watch Dogs 2, and now we got Watch Dogs Legion, and it's interesting. Apparently, everyone in the game is playable. You can play as every person in the game that you come across, even old ladies like they showcase in the trailer. I liked that. That was pretty cool. I'm excited for Watch Dogs Legion. Wow. Also, it was shown that John Bernthal. Is that how you pronounce it? The guy who was Shane from The Walking Dead, The Punisher, etc. He's in the new Ghost Recon Breakpoint as the main villain, I'm pretty sure is what they said. So Breakpoint is looking to be interesting. I haven't really looked into it much myself, and the gameplay they showed off wasn't really that. It was just cinematic stuff. It wasn't actual gameplay. But it looks to be another like co-op shooter game like Wildlands was, and they stressed this is very important. The AI characters are back. Everyone applauded for that, and I did too. I was like, yeah, thank goodness. Rainbow Six Quarantine coming out. It's going to be a game mode based around a Rainbow Six Siege game mode. So it's pretty much the whole game is going to be that Rainbow Six Siege game mode, I'm pretty sure. They didn't show really anything about it, just a trailer, and they were like, yep, that's coming. They also showed off Roller Champions, which is a new IP. It's a new sports game from them. It looks kind of fun, but also kind of looks too much like just like this a ripoff of Rocket League. You pretty much play as people on rollerblades, and you got to put a ball through a round hole on the side. Isn't this like based off of like a old ancient game? I remember seeing something like that in El Dorado, Road to El Dorado. That's right, Road to El Dorado, with the guy who like plays the thingamajig. Very vicious. I can't talk anymore. Boo! You stink. But it's pretty much just that. You go around in this like circular track, and you try to put the ball through the hoop. And then they also told us about the Uplay Plus program. Play tons of games for free and get discounts on new games. I'm tired of subscription services. Please, PlayStation Plus is enough, okay? I don't need more subscription services. But for people who haven't played all the Ubisoft games, oh, there you go. You get a little taste of that. They showed off a phone game that had the Splinter Cell guy in it. But no new Splinter Cell game, which is unfortunate. I think a lot of people were hoping for that because Splinter Cell is one of those games, like I said before, it's the poor man's Metal Gear Solid, all right? Like, literally. So I would really have liked to see a new Splinter Cell game or something like that. And the last thing of note from the Ubisoft conference was Gods and Monsters, which is made by the same people who made Assassin's Creed Odyssey. It's more cartoony, I guess you would say. It has, like, monsters and everything like that. During the press conference, the one thing that really irked me was the guy was like, oh, we hardly ever get to delve into, myths and legends and stuff like that. I'm like, are you serious right now? Assassin's Creed Odyssey has so much myth and legend in it, you might as well just call it Myth and Legends. Like, seriously. And also the DLC for the game, you go to Atlantis, you fight hellhounds, etc., etc. Yeah, we never get to travel into the mist. It's like, fuck off, mate. Just fuck off. You're lying, and we all know it. Try and hype up the game instead of giving excuses for why other ones don't have much. Or they do have a lot. Just never mind. Fuck off. So, all in all, Ubisoft's conference was pretty good. I'm not going to lie. I enjoyed it for the most part. I think there was too much Ghost Recon and Rainbow Six stuff going on. So, I'm going to give it like a 3 out of 5. It's not bad, though. A high 3 out of 5. Let's talk about Square Enix. Oh, boy. This was another very boring one. I watched this one during Retro Fellows Twitch stream. Shout out to him. I should say Ubisoft. I watched the Spanish dude's live stream. I watched Spanish dude. He's also called Taco Guy, I think. So I watched that with him as well. But anyway, Square Enix, watched it with Retro Fellow. They started off really strong. Final Fantasy VII. I mean, as a person who's not a Final Fantasy or JRPG fan, Final Fantasy VII looks pretty good. It seems like they're kind of combining the old style with the new style, so that could be interesting. They showed off a bunch about that. They talked a lot about that. Final Fantasy VIII is getting a remaster as well, which is like, a lot of people are going crazy for that. I know Callus from Game Counselors was going crazy for that. People Can Fly, the developer behind Bulletstorm, showed off a new game called Outriders. I thought it was called Outlanders before, but it's Outriders. And that game's looking pretty pretty bomb, to be honest with you. They didn't show any gameplay or anything like that, but some cinematics to make me really interested in it. And also, People Who Fly, great studio. They also showed off Octopath Traveler on the PC. It's coming to the PC. Life is Strange 2, they gave this really weird trailer for. They showed a bunch of streamers reacting to things during the game. Jacksepticeye was in there. I was like, this is really dumb. This is from last year. Why are they showing this stuff off? It seemed like filler. There's a lot of filler in this one. I know a lot of people are hailing Square Enix as the saviors of E3. No. Most of it was just boring stuff we already knew about. Gameplay that's like, whatever. They showed off that Dragon Quest Builders 2 game for what seemed like forever. I was like, come on. Not everyone's interested in this game. They also showed off Battalion 1944, which is a great game. I have it on Steam. It has a few bugs in it. I was really hoping they were going to like detail some updates for the game, but they just showed it off. I'm like, come on, show us something new. Do something. They finally ended the show with Avengers, the game. The character designs, I love that meme, and I'm gonna remind myself to show it right here. That meme where it's the guy from Spaceballs, and he's like, "You idiots, you captured their stunt doubles," and it shows the Avengers cast there from the game. I thought that's very clever, very clever. But yeah, that's how I felt too. I felt like the characters didn't look right. I know they have to take some liberties with the characters because they don't want to make them look exactly like the movie or exactly like the comic books. But some of them were just downright ugly. They didn't really show off much gameplay. What they did show off was a bunch of cinematics and like this tense moment between like Captain America and Bruce Banner. Like they kept like switching back to cinematic stuff, and I'm like, aren't they going to show off like some gameplay or something like that? Anything? They showed Captain America's gravestone as well, so there's a little bit of a spoiler there. They didn't have to show that. The game's looking interesting. I'm not going to say it looks horrible. It looks interesting. You get to play as one of the major Avengers, Black Widow, Captain America, Iron Man, Hulk, and Thor. No Hawkeye. Everyone's like, where the fuck's Hawkeye? And I'm just sitting here like, Hawkeye is the least interesting Avenger. But anyways, I mean, I'm still excited for the game. It's not like I'm not excited for it, but it just didn't feel like they showed off as much as they should have, or they didn't give you like any gameplay or anything like that. So the one thing that's cool, free updates, free expansions for the game for all systems. So that's really, really cool of them as well. All in all, Square Enix, I give them like a 2.5. 2.5. Most of it was just boring, same games we've already seen. The Life is Strange 2 trailer really pissed me off because it's like, why are you showing so much of this game? It's an old game, came out last year. The last episode came out this year, but it's like no one cares anymore. Life is Strange, more like Life is Cringe. Am I right? All right, so the last thing to talk about was probably the one E3 showing that just brought everyone to tears, emotional tears, right? So Nintendo came out and they started off the conference with a new Smash character, the hero from Dragon Quest. Like I said, I'm not a fan of Dragon Quest, so whatever. That goes over my head. Sorry, everyone. So it started off kind of weak for me, but they got into Luigi's Mansion 3, and I was like, yes, thank God this game looks good. Luigi's Mansion 3, they showed off all these new moves, like the plunger move, the slam move, stuff like that. Gooigi hype! Hashtag Gooigi hype. That looks so fun. I'm excited for this. I love the Luigi's Mansion games. I love the first one. The first one was an excellent game. Damn, I'm ready for this. No release date yet, though, unfortunately. But we did see more gameplay in the Nintendo Treehouse stuff, and also I've listened to a lot of people on YouTube talking about it, including Arlo. If you want to, you can check him out. He's a bigger YouTuber. He did a really good in-depth analysis of everything. Also, we saw the Dark Crystal: Age of Resistance Tactics. This is a Netflix game, and it's going to be coming to the Switch, and it's based on the Dark Crystal. If you know what the Dark Crystal is, it's that really creepy puppet movie. Made by the Muppets guy. The game is going to be like almost like Mario and Rabbids. So if you like that style of turn-based strategy that's a little bit more action-based, this might be a game for you. I think it looks a little creepy to me. A little creepy. They even had a puppet in it. Pretty creepy. We saw Animal Crossing. It got delayed until March 2020, but they had good reasons. Even though Nintendo's stock for some reason went down $1 billion, I don't believe that. It's hard to believe that people are so angry that Animal Crossing isn't coming out right now. It's like, you know what, dudes, you can wait another few months. Or this is a little bit more than a few, but still, you can wait until next year for the Animal Crossing game. If they gotta work a little bit longer on it, don't worry about it. I mean, do you want the game to be complete and working and functioning, or do you want, a No Man's Sky experience? That's pretty much what I base all these decisions on. Like, do you want them to put the game out right now, half working, whatever? The people will be like, yeah, oh my gosh, yeah, like look at Fallout 76, look at all this shit. They have to fix the game through updates. I hate this mentality of let's release the game now, get the hype built up now. People buy the game for $60 or whatever, and then the game sucks, and it's not complete, and it's not what they promised. And then they have to update the game through years and years of updating to finally get the game where they said it was going to be back at the release date. It's just stupid. There's my rant for the day. No More Heroes 3 got a cinematic trailer. People are pretty excited about that. It looks like it's going back to that style of No More Heroes that everyone enjoyed. Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020. I called that one. We haven't had a Mario and Sonic game in a while, so more power to them. Resident Evil 5 and 6 are coming to the Switch as well. They had a very strange showing for that game, or those games. They showed off a lot of Resident Evil 1 gameplay just to reveal that 5 and 6 are coming to the Switch. And 6 is like one of the worst games in the series. 5 is one of those games that's like, it's not scary, it's just an action game. Play it with your friends, whatever. Link's Awakening, September 20th. This game is looking really good. They have added new things to the game, so people who are scared that it's just going to be a remake and nothing else, they showed off the dungeon creation tools and all that stuff. So this game looks like it's coming together quite well. So I'm actually excited for that. And if you didn't catch last week's or last episode, I talked about the collector's edition. It's going to come with a Game Boy tin and an art book, so that's pretty cool. The Witcher 3 is coming to the Switch. People didn't think it was going to happen, but it did. So there you go. Witcher 3, you'll be able to play it on the go. There are a few downgrades, of course, to the game, but I think it's pretty functional. It's probably going to eat your battery in handheld mode like Breath of the Wild does. Cadence of Hyrule was shown off a little bit more. That came out on the 13th of June, so it already came out. They missed their chance to do announce the game, show off the game, and release it same day. They missed that chance with Cadence of Hyrule. I guess it just wasn't ready. But that's a neat little game where like the music is how you battle with people. Really cool. Look it up if you're interested in that. They showed off more story stuff for Fire Emblem Three Houses. That's coming out the 26th of July. They really haven't showed any gameplay for this game, so it's concerning a lot of people. Astral Chain is coming out the 30th of August. This game is looking pretty interesting. Every time you see something new about this game, they always show off, like, it's always something, like, the trailer shows off, like, 15 new things. It's crazy. I'm actually interested in this game a lot. Looks to be really, really, really interesting. There was a little montage of a bunch of games, and one of them, the first one, was Spyro the Dragon coming to Switch, and that's going to be coming later this year, I think. So people who have been hoping for that to come, it is coming. I mean, that was an easy call. Like, I could have predicted that. Everyone could have predicted that, really, to be honest with you. They also showed that Super Lucky's Tale, which is a Microsoft IP, is coming to the Switch as well, and it was a Microsoft exclusive there as well. So that's coming. That's another 3D platformer that looks really fun. I haven't gotten it yet. It's in my wish list on Steam. So I'm hoping there's a sale sometime soon so I can pick that up and play it maybe on the channel. Daemon X Machina got a new trailer as well. There was a trailer for Panzer Dragoon Remade, which looked really basic and not enjoyable at all. And they showed that for like 3 minutes. I was like, okay, this could have ended after like minute 1, to be honest with you. Breath of the Wild 2. They announced Breath of the Wild 2 after everyone thought that that was all over. They did their a really huge announcement, and then Breath of the Wild 2, they showed that it was in production. They showed off some cinematics for it, some cutscenes. It's in the same vein as the Breath of the Wild game, so that's pretty cool for people who enjoy that game. I gotta get back on that game. I'm sorry, I apologize. I played like the first hour, and I haven't put it back in yet. I unfortunately, it's nothing against the game personally, just whatever. And then the biggest thing that come out of Nintendo, yes, that's right, Banjo-Kazooie. They are in Smash, everyone. Banjo-Kazooie is in Smash. We didn't get a new game, but we got Banjo-Kazooie and Kazooie in Smash Brothers. It's been a long time coming. I thought it was never going to happen, but it's here. Microsoft came out and said it was an easy decision for us to announce that they're going to do that. The original makers of Banjo-Kazooie, they're like, yes, it's great, but a new... I'm going to go over this more probably next week, but they were like, yeah, Banjo and Smash is great, but if they put out a new game, it's not going to sell well. It's like, oh, someone's still a little angry. But Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-freaking-Kazooie is in Smash. This is a great day. Banjo-freaking-Kazooie is going to be in Smash fall of 2020. Oh, yes. We don't need anyone else now. We got it all, everyone. Banjo-Kazooie is finally in Smash Brothers. This will probably pave the way for the Banjo-Kazooie games to come onto the Switch. This will probably pave the way for a new Banjo game, like I predicted. But, of course, they didn't announce a new Banjo game, so I was wrong. But still, this is awesome. That is awesome. So, what are you most excited about in from E3? What are you excited about? There's a lot of things that I loved about E3. Oh, I forgot to rank Nintendo. Nintendo got a 5 out of 5 on that one. Everything was pretty cool. There was just a few parts where it was like, yeah, that wasn't like as interesting as they thought it was probably going to be. But other than that, I really liked most of the announcements and stuff like that from Nintendo. So 5 out of 5 for Nintendo. They really stole the show. They really stole E3. Sony didn't show up for E3. Was it a bad decision? Was it a good decision? I'm not sure. I think it was a bad decision. Even Microsoft was like, yeah, without Sony here, it's like, you know, we didn't feel like there was really anything, any challenge. You know, there was no console war. But yeah, what was your guys' biggest reveal from E3? Was it Banjo and Smash? Was it Breath of the Wild 2? Was it not My Friend Pedro? Was it, Carry On? Like for me, was it Jedi Fallen Order? Was it Madden 20? Cyberpunk 2077? Blair Witch? Borderlands 3? Psychonauts 2? Nazi Sniper Army? Nazi Army 4? Watch Dogs Legion? Uplay Plus? I mean, what's up, everyone? What's up, everyone? Tell me what you're most excited for. Doom Eternal? Octopath on PC? Life is Strange 2? Let me know. Okay, now is the time where we are going to go over my predictions, and we're going to see what exactly I predicted right. And like I said, in episode number 50, it's going to be live streamed on that Sunday, episode 50, and I'm going to give away as many shirts that I get correct. The prediction is correct. So let's start with some of the ones that I didn't get correct. Metal Gear Solid and Death Stranding are going to be canon together. Wrong! I should have known that one because Sony... I forgot last episode that Sony wasn't coming to E3, so that prediction was in the toilet right away. Banjo-Kazooie new game. Unfortunately, I got that wrong. Sorry. They're in Smash, which is incredible, but I thought that they were just going to announce a new game. Microsoft was going to announce a new game instead of them being in Smash, but I'm glad that I was wrong on that one, even though I wish I was right. Assassin's Creed Viking game. Wrong. No, they didn't show anything Assassin's Creed except for the Assassin's Creed Odyssey level building thing that they showed off and was released the same day. Modern Warfare Reimagined is getting Spec Ops. That is a win right there in a E3 side press conference. Not really a press conference, but talk show. They revealed that Modern Warfare is getting Spec Ops. The co-op element is going to be Spec Ops, and all the Spec Ops, multiplayer, and campaign are all going to be linked together by a story. So that's pretty cool. So, woo, we got one shirt there, boys. Dead Island 2. Wrong. Unfortunately, I was wrong about that. I really was hoping that Dead Island 2 would get a new trailer or something like that, but nope, I was wrong. Bethesda mentioned Skyrim more than one time. Wrong! They only mentioned it once. You fuckers! Nintendo is going to announce a new game and release it the same day. Wrong! Oh, I was wrong on that one. I really thought that was a shoo-in to get in, especially after last year. Microsoft's going to show off a car. I was sort of right. A Lego Porsche. I was almost right. I said they're going to show off a new Porsche. And it wasn't a new Porsche, but it was a car. It was made out of Legos. It's not actually a car. So, unfortunately, that is wrong. They did not show off a real car. They showed off a Lego car that does not move or drive. Shit, I was really hoping that was going to be true. They've done it the past 3 years. There's going to be a new Mario game. Wrong. They showed off a Legend of Zelda game instead of a Mario game, which is fair because Legend of Zelda came out before Mario on the Switch, so whatever. New Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. We got a win on that one. Ding! We got a win. Yes, so that's 2 t-shirts that we possibly could be giving away on episode 50, live streamed. So that was a one that I pulled out of the hat. I hadn't seen a new Mario and Sonic game in a while, and I was like, damn, they haven't put one on the Switch yet. I bet they're gonna do one for the Olympics in Tokyo, and boom, they did it. New Burnout game. This is a big wrong. You stink. I was so sure that they were gonna show off a Burnout game, but instead they showed off Madden 20 and FIFA 20. Good choice, guys. Modern Warfare 2 Remaster. Wrong. Not coming yet, but we'll see. Maybe in the future. Not at E3, they'll announce that. Crash in Smash. Fucking wrong, dude. So wrong. Wii Music 2, aka Switch Music. Wrong. They did not show off anything Wii Music related, which that was more of a goof than anything else, but I thought it was, I mean, I wanted to do something off the wall, you know? Halo Battle Royale. Wrong. Not showed off. Sorry, everyone. I was for sure they were going to show that first. No mention of Animal Crossing. Wrong. They showed off a lot about Animal Crossing and a new release date. Fuck. And finally, a new Chibi Robo game. Wrong. Very wrong. So that's 2 t-shirts I will be giving away in episode 50 of YemmyCast. If you want to, the links are in the description of my YouTube videos for the merchandise for the channel. I never ask anyone to buy anything, just if you want to, you can, it's there. But I will be giving away 2 t-shirts. 2. They're premium t-shirts from Teespring. I made sure to do the premium ones, not the shitty low-end ones, okay? I made sure to do that. So, make sure you look at them and choose which one you would like. And then if you win one, I'll send it to you for free. Because I got 2 predictions right. That's 2 more than I thought I was going to be right. Actually, I thought I was going to get some of these right. You know, the Microsoft car one is so close. So freaking close. It's like my fingers, they just barely don't touch. And the new Chibi Robo game, I was like, dang, that could be a good one. I thought about this list for a while, and I thought that I thought I had something there, but I did not. So unfortunately, I missed more than I hit.
I guess they never miss, huh?
So anyways, what did you guys predict for E3? Did your predictions come true? Mine don't seem to have come true, but my wishes have been granted. Banjo and Smash, new Nazi zombie army game, and Luigi's Mansion 3 gameplay. Such nice things happening. The things I'm most interested in at the end of this, I might have already said them, but Carry On, Banjo and Smash, Luigi's Mansion 3, excuse me, Astral Chain. That's 3 so far. Jedi Fallen Order, interested in still. Age of Empires 2, Borderlands 3, Cyberpunk. I forgot to mention the Minecraft Dungeons game, but who cares about that? Psychonauts 2, Watch Dogs Legion, Gods and Monsters, Doom Eternal, of course, and the Avengers game, and Final Fantasy VII. So, there you go. Those are all things that I've taken away from this, and I'm most excited for. Dying Light 2, probably I can switch it, I can smidge in there too. Smidge? And also Outriders. I almost forgot about Outriders. Don't want to forget that. Really awesome looking game. So, yeah, let me know what you guys thought about E3. Who had the best presentation? Whose presentation was the worst for you personally? As you all heard it here, Nintendo was the best, with Devolver Digital, Microsoft, and Ubisoft coming in the next slots, along with Bethesda, EA, and Square Enix running down the bottom. So yeah, thank you everyone so much for coming to the premiere of the YemmyCast, episode number, 44? Premiered on Sunday, 9:30 a.m., so if you want to come to the next one, it's Eastern Time. Wednesday also at 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time as well. If you want to come to the show there, we're going back to regular news now, everyone. I'm sure there's still like piddle paddles of E3 stuff coming out, but we'll go out to the regular news next Wednesday, and we'll talk about the normal things in life. Also, if you guys want to, you can follow me on Twitter, come join my Discord, subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me on Spotify, SoundCloud, or iTunes. Remember, the podcast premieres on Wednesdays and Sundays, but it also is available at the same time every on Wednesdays and Sundays as well. So all platforms on those days as well. That's what I like to do for you guys. Yeah, so I guess that about wraps it up, huh? Thank you so much for watching once again. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend and also a good start to your week. I am YemmytheFerret, and this has been YemmyCast, a video game podcast.